Hello, friends. John Glutch here with your weekly edition of 5 Minutes to Freedom, where I share a quick tip that helps you get on your journey to more freedom, experiencing more freedom for your friends, your family, your team, and for yourself in your real estate career. So, first thing I want to talk about, this very first episode of 5 Minutes to Freedom, is a recommendation on a book that changed my life. Here's the thing is you need a vision like I did for freedom, for like what could this look like, what would it be like to have like a real company. So I was working, I was busy all the time. If I didn't show up, nothing happened, no work got done, and so that was a problem. That meant there was very little freedom in my life, and it also really limited the amount of money I could make, creating such a small amount of financial freedom. And I recognized, like, I need a vision for this. I need to figure out, what does it look like to have a real business, to have freedom. And Proverbs 29:18 talks about this. This is a classic verse: where there is no vision, the people perish, right? Like, if we don't have something we're aiming for, we're just going to kind of keep doing what we've been doing for forever. And so what I did was I got E-Myth Revisited. It's a book that I cannot recommend enough. It's probably the most important business book I've ever read. And that's saying a lot. I've read hundreds. I'm a big reader. I read probably 50, 60 books a year. And this one changed my life. I try to get back and reread it about every year. And here's the thing, if you're not a reader, figure this out somehow. Like audible.com, you're driving a lot, you can listen to it. That's what I do, is I do a lot of Audible books. And there's a Kindle, whatever you got to do to get this book read, it will change your life. It's fantastic. And what it does is it takes you on the journey of, I'll give an example because we all know these examples, right? It's Fred the locksmith, or Fred the plumber, or Fred the roofer, Fred any tradesman, right? Like, we all know these people, and it's just them and like their cell phone and a truck and like some locksmith tools or whatever, roofing tools. And they just are showing up every day doing the work. And that's it. There's no plan for like how to get to a bigger, better thing. And most realtors are this way too. And so what the book does is it walks you through, and it uses a couple examples, like a bakery, for example, of someone who's just baking, cookies and cupcakes, and how all of a sudden that becomes now not just like, Jennifer's baking. It becomes a big company where there's actually, now we're producing and all this other stuff. And you may not have a vision for a 10,000 person company, or maybe not even as big as we are at the Glutch Group, but that's okay. I think having a vision for some level of freedom is so critical, and this book will give you a picture of what it could look like big time, and then you might scale that down to whatever you want. And here's the thing I've experienced is oftentimes what I thought I wanted was actually smaller than what I wanted when I got there. Like, my vision continues to expand as I grow, because I sense an element of responsibility of like, hey, this is great. What I'm creating is wonderful. It's blessing me and all these people. Like, let's keep going. Let's keep this thing, growing. And so don't be dissuaded if you don't have this huge vision right now. It might just be you and one or two other people. That's no problem, or it might just stay you. Either way, to have the vision for creating systems and creating a team is really super valuable. So I can't recommend the book highly enough. And here's kind of the takeaway steps. I want to try in each episode to give you a couple really specific tidbits, like things you can do today. So here's what you could do. First of all, get the book. Right now, buy it, put it on your Audible, do whatever you got to do, get that thing ordered. Second, do this, and if you can do it practically, it's even better. If not, just to go through the mental exercise, plan a vacation. So 2 months out, whatever it is, what would it, so let's say, and it's something long, a week, 2 weeks, 2-week vacation. Where would you go? What would you do? And here's the thing, what would be in the way of that actually happening? Like, if you leave on that vacation, what are all the problems that come up? So, man, there'd be nobody to, answer the phone, or I'd be answering the phone while I was on vacation, and there'd be nobody to show houses, and, there'd be nobody to write contracts. And you just go down the list. Real simple. You don't need to get crazy detailed, but real simple. And what you'll do is you'll write out all the different objections, all the different problems associated with you going on a vacation. And that's your bucket list. That's the things that you have to get done to be able to actually go on a vacation in 3 months. And so we start chipping away at how could we work on specific things to free up all those different little tidbits that are in the way of you taking a great vacation. This isn't just advice for like somebody who's just getting started, maybe a one-man show. This is advice for people running 20, 30-person teams too. Like, many of those people could not go on a vacation for 2 weeks without having to answer their phone. They have their own set of problems. So this is an exercise I went through about 2 years ago. And man, I'm so thankful. Like, I've now gotten to a place where I can absolutely go on 2-3 week vacations without answering a single phone call, single email, totally being engaged with my family. Took a ton of work to get there. And I'm going to, over the course of the coming weeks, explain more and more specifics about what I've done to achieve that level of freedom, and how you can start implementing whatever scale you're at, some of those specifics. So get the book and then make sure that you go through the exercise of what kind of vacation you want to take and what is in the way of that vacation. You can start brainstorming ways to free up those little things that are in the way of you being able to experience real freedom. So let's start there, and I look forward to the coming weeks sharing more tips with you on finding more freedom in your life for you and your family and those you care about. Have a great day.